And happy Monday. Thank you for joining us on the Owatonna Today Show. It is Monday, August 12th, and it's happy because it's the beginning of Fair Week. We are glad to have you along. We know a lot of you catch us on Charter Channel 8, where we can be seen 6 days a week, off and on throughout the day. And don't forget, we're out there on the internet as well. If you miss a show, you can simply go to blip.tv or YouTube and Facebook to catch us. And if you like us on Facebook, you push that button, you'll receive notification each time Leanne uploads a new program. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or ideas for a topic or a guest, we welcome your input. You can simply contact us via email at owatonatoday@charter.net or give our producer Leanne a call at 390-5751. Have a good show in store for you today as we're going to be getting ready to head out to the fair. We have with us from the Steele County Historical Society, Laura Resler and Jerry Ganfield. They're going to be telling us about what's going on at the History Center and about all the activity that's going to be happening at the Village of Yesteryear. And then in our second segment, we're going to be talking with Sandy Jirele. She's a brand new member of the Steele County Fair Board and in charge of livestock. That's in our second segment. So please stay with us and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Recreational fires are allowed within the Owatonna city limits. They must be contained within a fire pit or a device designed for such use and can be 3 feet in diameter and no more than 3 feet high. They must be 25 feet from a building or combustibles. Only untreated or unpainted woods must be used. Fires must be attended by a person at all times that are capable of extinguishing the fire. This has been a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hi, my name is Dave Olson and I'm with R&K Electric, where we provide power to the people. We're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Don't miss Minnesota's biggest county fair, the Steele County Free Fair, August 13 through 18 in Owatonna. Over 40 thrilling rides on the Gold Star Midway, 3 free entertainment stages. The Minnesota State Lottery presents David Smith Jr. Human Cannonball, shot high over the Midway twice daily. 7 great grandstand shows, beer garden entertainment every day. It's the place to be seen in 2013. The Steele County Free Fair in Owatonna.
We are back. Our first guests are Laura Resler and Jerry Ganfield from the Steele County Historical Society. Lots of things going on. And Laura, you just finished your extravaganza, and now you had to move right on into getting ready for the fair and your exhibits.
Well, that's how we like it. We like to be busy. So it summer's a great time for us with extravaganza and then the fair. And yesterday we had 400 and close to 50 people at the History Center for a pancake breakfast by the Allendale Heritage Society for Gus's Station. So they're coming along really well with that project. So it's been a good summer.
It's nice that other cities in the county towns are using it as well, because it is a Steele County Historical.
Right, absolutely. It's a county-wide facility.
Right. Now, you have an exhibit there now called the Butter Capital of the World, right, Jerry?
Yes.
What would somebody see at that exhibit?
Actually, it's Butter Capital of the World and So Much More.
Okay, and So
the
Much
official
More.
title.
So what's the So Much More besides everything else?
Well, we took a look at the dairy industry from the time that we self-proclaimed being Butter Capital of the World because of the notoriety we received at the World's Fair.
Self-proclaimed.
Yes. But there are some valid reasons to have been called that because of we had more premium butter produced in this county per capita than any other county in the state. We had the 2 women who won international awards at the World's Fair and at several expositions. We had the invention of the most popular butter churn here in town and produced by OMC.
Really?
So we've got lots of history, but we wanted to go on into the dairy industry and that it's a story of change.
Right.
We used to have a dairy farm on every corner in the country, and now we don't have that many. But so what has changed, and how are they working today, and what are the new improvements in genetics and nutrition and machinery. We have a nice exhibit on milkers and many ideas that people had to create a milker to become more efficient, and it hasn't stopped.
Where did you come by the items that are on display?
Well, actually, most of them are from our own collection.
Really?
Out of the Farm Machinery Building that many people perhaps did not see because there was so much in there. And this has given more area for interpretation. And we have probably at least 20% brought in of people who've loaned items.
I suppose people in the county that hear you have an exhibit and they know they have something probably from a great-great-grandfather, a mother, in a trunk, or come forward with some of the pictures?
Well, they do. Our exhibit is closed. I mean, it's set up, but people are bringing in some items that we can either accept as a donation or as a picture or something we can take on as a loan, and we can record it and have it in our collection.
Now, how long is this exhibit going to be at the History Center?
Well, originally through November 10th,
Okay.
and then we were looking at ways that we can at least keep part of it for later into January.
Okay, who comes up with the ideas for exhibits? How do you...
Well, we have a committee of, it's an education and programming committee, and they sit down and kind of work through, ideas and what we're going to feature. We've pretty much gone through all the traveling exhibits from the State Historical Society. We have one more of those to come, Uncle Sam's New Deal, which will come mid-September and be here through mid-January. So now we have to come up with things more on our own. We had the Smithsonian exhibit last year, which was a first, and it'll be a while before we can bring that back again. So.
Do you still have the buffalo there?
Yes, we have Nickel. Nickel's a permanent.
He's permanent.
He's permanent. He was donated by the Neckvilles, and he comes and goes, as we. I don't know. He's taxidermied, so it's a foam.
And he's on wheels.
So that's nice. You can push him in the storage center. So, well, it must be nice to have someone who's got a degree in history to kind of help you out with
Absolutely.
things like that too.
We have fabulous volunteer historians, so it's really the volunteers and their talents that make everything work.
And for the butter capital, we had a committee of some experienced dairy folks in Ev Stronsky and Bernice Schroet and Mary Larson and Barb Casper. So we had a spectrum of what has gone on in the dairy industry and how those changes are coming.
Expert advice there, if nobody has that,
Right,
background
right.
to know that, you see a part, no, that doesn't go with the butter, that goes with the milk, or that kind of thing.
And we think this is a good educational exhibit for children because we don't use a lot of those processes anymore, and to learn about how you make butter and
well, you always think about when you see in movies and TV, they're like this. I think that's
Well, you can
what
just
they
shake
did.
butter in a jar and make cream and make the butter, and we
Or
had kids doing that last
If you
last
over
week.
whip whipping cream,
Yep,
it turns into butter.
it does. So
It's
but,
easy way to do it.
With our children's programming, we offer that the first Thursday of every month. And this last Thursday, we had cows and calves, and the kids actually got to try and milk the cows.
Oh, a great idea. You must feel like you've got a lot more freedom to do things with the new building.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I'm glad to hear that it's working out so wonderful for you. But now you've got the fair coming up. So is there going to be anything extra going on in the History Center itself as a result of the fair, or is that primarily in the village?
Well, we have the Fair Roundtable, the history of the Steele County Fair. That'll be
Okay.
Thursday evening at 7 p.m. We've got the 2 exhibits in the History Center, and then all the activities and entertainment at the village. It's a great place to come and sit and relax and enjoy the entertainment.
It is.
Have a soda float and
It is, because
cool
it-
off under the trees and just enjoy a little slower pace than the rest of the fair.
It does get frenzied, especially, if you have kids along and there's a lot of kids there, and just to sit down. And you said drinks, you said the root
We
beer
have
floats?
the Henry Weinhardt soda float, so it's cream, orange, root beer, and cherry cream sodas, old-fashioned sodas, and you get a cup of ice cream and a whole bottle of soda, and off you go.
And what building can they find that?
That's at the Beaver Lake Pop Stand on the north side of the village.
Pop stand, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And of course, all the buildings are open for exhibits.
Right.
Do you have any new items in some of those buildings at all?
Well, the Farm Machinery Building has been reinterpreted, so there's a new look there. I'm not sure if it's totally done or not. I spoke to Ken yesterday, and he's, it's done, but I know there's some tweaking that they'll want to do. And then the upstairs of the Donnell House has gotten a very fresh new look that was reinterpreted this
So
spring.
repainted or what
Just
is it?
totally reorganized. We had new artifacts that came in.
Okay.
Jerry and Joanne Gigo worked very hard on that and moved some, moved things around, changed some of the rooms, and
And one room was painted.
One room was painted. Okay, because
So,
that's
yeah.
always so nice to go in there and look to see what's there. And you still have the music playing, and you have the piano.
All
in
the
the background. That's
entertainment,
always so
yep.
nice.
We've got piano players in the Dinnell House, and then all the entertainment in the middle of the village.
So, what are some of the entertainment that we're going to be seeing? There's probably old favorites, but there's probably some new ones.
Well,
back
we've got
coming.
some junior high girls. Gina Matheson Elsted has brought together some girls, and they'll be performing. And then we've got a singing cowgirl. We've got old favorites like Band Tangerines, Gary Ebnett, Danelle Lenort, Johnny Bird. So
And they're all going to be on that little stage?
all
or
on our
different-
stage in the middle of the village.
Okay. And what times of the day? I mean, are they performing more than one time, or?
Well, no, they all pretty much perform once. There's a schedule posted on the buildings with the entertainment for each day.
So if you know of someone, you can go and check so you aren't going to
And
miss
then there's the little fair
somebody.
pamphlets that they hand out with all the entertainment on the different stages. Everything's, well, almost everything is listed in there.
the brochures you have
The
to
little-
unfold and
the little-
the little ones.
The little
Okay.
ones with the entertainment.
That you need extra
Yes,
strong
that
glasses
you
to
need
see.
magnifying glass to read, but
To be able
it's
to see.
posted in there as well.
Now, are you going to have anything? I know you used to have like reenactments. Are you no longer?
No,
do
not
those?
for the fair. That's
Okay.
just for extravaganza.
Extravaganza. Okay, because that's always fun to have.
Yep.
So, do you have when a lot of kids probably go through, and age is showing. I remember certain things in certain stores, but I'm sure a lot of the little kids.
Well, we
don't.
got the
Do you have-
old-fashioned candy in the
Yeah.
general store, in the big glass jars, and that's always fun for the kids. And then there's some activities they can play with in the schoolhouse and slates and things. So there's things.
So
for
that
them.
would, I think it'd be neat for the kids to see that. Is there someone in those places that can explain certain things? Because I have questions sometimes. I go,
There's
what
hosts
is
in,
that?
yeah, there's some buildings that will be roped off and you can peek in, but like the schoolhouse, there's building hosts in most of those buildings.
Okay, so now I imagine you're open when the fair starts at 11 o'clock during the day. It was 5
No.
o'clock on Tuesday, right?
No, we open we're 5 to 8 on Tuesday,
right.
and then noon to 8.
Noon.
Noon to 8 Wednesday,
Okay.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and noon to 6 on Sunday.
Okay, because the fair opens at 11, but you're at
Right,
noon.
we've always opened at noon.
Okay, and we should mention too that there's special. You have parking just for yourselves there, so people do not drive in and assume that that's
Right,
parking
the
right
parking
there.
is for our volunteers, so they can have easy access to the buildings.
Because
and
that is always a nightmare.
it's
for
a
parking.
challenge.
And we have to have, 45 volunteers
Yes.
a day?
A day, yeah. Well, not only in the village, but in the house and probably in the History
Right,
Center
History
too.
Center
yeah.
now too. So, and then we've got the tractor show too. That's at the north end of the village as well. So, lots of activity.
Now, did we mention some of the old favorites that are coming back? You said you're
Right,
Eminent
and-
and Tangerines. We'll make sure we cover that too, because
Yep.
those are standards.
Absolutely,
People
and
like
we're
to
so
have the
grateful
standards.
to these folks that donate their time and talents to us. So,
Oh yes, volunteers. And you have
Absolutely.
45 a day.
right,
That
but the
is-
entertainers are all volunteers too.
Oh, that's great.
So-
Well, that's what we need to. That's what the fair is all about.
That's
We have
right.
to keep
Makes
all that
volunteers make the
great
world go around.
entertaining. Yes, and that all starts tomorrow, Tuesday. It comes around as fast as Christmas, doesn't it?
It does.
This year it seems faster.
And it seems, because
we're older, Darren.
Right, that's because we're older. But it seems like the weather's going to cooperate too.
Yes,
So,
and that always
yeah.
makes it great.
You probably find a lot of people last minute ducking in the buildings if you get a shower. I imagine.
We
So
do.
that's nice to have. So thank you for taking time out from your busy Monday, the day before the fair. I know that is probably last minute things you're doing. And we hope to see you out there.
All right, thank
Okay,
you.
thanks.
Stay with us. When we come back, we're going to be talking to the new superintendent of livestock, Sandy Jirele.
Hi, this is Dave Efforts with TPS Insurance, and we are proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
I didn't just want another job, I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
I was new to town and I didn't know where to turn for a job, so I decided to express myself.
I decided to express myself, and they helped find the right career for me.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Coda Living Community and Park Place Senior Living are Owatonna's premier living communities for seniors. Coda Living Community, located on the Owatonna Hospital and Mayo Clinic campus, provides short-term, long-term, and rehabilitative care. It features private and semi-private rooms, ceiling lifts, and spa. Coda Living Community continues the tradition of providing quality care to area residents. Park Place Senior Living is expanding into the Cedarview Care Center to offer enhanced assisted living. For more information, please call 507-446-4946.
Hi, I'm Doug Johnson with the Owatonna Business Incubator. We're here to help small businesses start and to grow. We're a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Ron Clancher with Clancher & Son Landscaping and Concrete. We support the Owatonna Today Show, and so should you.
We're on location at the Steele County Fairgrounds. The fair starts tomorrow, 5 o'clock on Tuesday, but we're here a little bit early to get, we want to talk to Sandy Jirele, who has been newly elected to the board of directors, one of two women, but you're the first one that's been elected, right?
That's correct.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That is really an achievement. But now you didn't just happen to be on the board, or they didn't just come to nominate you. You had to have a background and experience at the fair, no doubt, so they knew that you would be qualified. What have you been doing out here at the fair? It's probably several years of it.
Yeah, I have, well, my children started in the 4-H program, so they showed dairy, so that's kind of where my background comes in. I was asked, it was in fact the year after my daughter graduated, I was asked to take over the youth judging contests that are held here at the fair on Friday night, and it's contest for 4-H youth to come in. They're in the 3 different species. It's general livestock, dairy, and rabbits, and there's a contest in each of those 3 areas. And then they judge the animals and have to respond to questions by judges. And
showing their knowledge of each animal.
Correct.
Okay.
And then scores are tabulated and awards are given. So that was how I started out. That was my first superintendent job. I held that for, honestly, I don't remember, probably 3 or 4 years. And then from there, I was asked to take over the superintendent of the dairy cattle. And I've held that. That involves making sure, getting out letters to all of our previous exhibitors from previous years, getting registration information out to them, making sure the entries get put in.
For just 4-H?
No, this is not 4-H. This is open class.
Open class. Okay, we should specify, because I thought all of the animals that were in the barns were 4-H animals, but they aren't, are they?
No, there's 4-H animals and there's open class. Some of the animals that are shown in 4-H will also be shown in the open class too, but we also have adults that come in and show their animals, and there's 4 species areas that's in, and that's in horses, cattle, swine, and sheep.
Because we're all familiar with the horses, of course. They're all the different horse shows going on, and that I knew wasn't just a 4-H in the open class. So about how many entries do you get? I'm sure the 4-H is larger, but how many adult entries?
Well, actually, and I have to admit that I'm not quite sure on the swine and the sheep. That's something that, as my new position is coming into effect, that I'll be learning. But as cattle superintendent, I would have approximately 200 animals that would come in under the open class.
Okay,
and
that's a lot, isn't it?
That's in 6 different breeds.
Okay, because the fair got started because of animals and 4-H and the farmers and their products. I think they grow and they made. And I think a lot of people probably forget that. I think the fair is carnival and food.
Yeah, and we're quite busy down here on this end. Our show arena that's in the background there is used almost continually all the days of the fair.
And the barns are open, aren't they, for everyone to go through and they can see?
Absolutely. We do ask that you have caution, especially with the strollers, and that you do wash your hands when you come out of the barns. There are hand washing stations that have been provided, and we ask that you make sure that you do wash your hands after leaving the barns.
Now, is there going to be a petting zoo, this year?
Yeah,
because I've heard the State Fair or someplace is not having a petting zoo this year.
They are having a petting zoo, but you're correct. There has been some limitations that have been put on those, but for this year we do have a petting zoo.
Okay, so lots of animals here. Now we should talk about you have a different position from what you've held before, because being on the board, each board member kind of oversees
different area.
superintendents, and your area, of course, is livestock.
Yes, my expertise was in livestock, so I became the livestock director. So I will be kind of being the liaison between those 4 superintendents for those 4 breeds and helping them with any problems and concerns during the fair.
Okay, now, if somebody has some questions or someone wants to come and say, do you need assistance? Do you need some help? Do you, I know in some of the 4-H things, they always welcome help. What about you? Would you think you might need superintendents might need some help?
Oh, the superintendents are always looking for help, especially on judging day. There's always things that people can help out with.
Okay, now, so there's different, you're kind of like the superintendent of the superintendent, so to speak. What is each one? Do they have to probably get the judges lined up and the tickets and what all, not tickets, medals I meant to say.
Yep. Yep, each area will handle their own getting the awards, and then they're going to look for judges, people to help out and set up.
Are they in the area or judges from outside the county?
A lot of them are from outside the county.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That keeps it a little more
fair.
Fair, yeah.
It keeps it a little bit fairer. And then, at least in the cattle that I had done before, we do a pretty extensive ID. So they have to have documents, all of the animals that were shown in the cattle. And I think that is probably true in the sheep area, have to be ID'd.
Documentation to show how old they are, or
just
how...
their what do I want to say? Their ancestry, their genetics, to make sure that their cattle, for one, the ones that we show
pedigree
here,
or whatever.
Yep, are all purebreds.
Oh, sure. So they have to have all their papers.
So they have to have their papers. So we will identify them via a tattoo in the ear, an ear tag, a picture.
Okay.
There's numerous different ways of doing that
to make sure. All right, and is this
that it's really the animal that?
And
they
is
say
this
it is.
given to them by a veterinarian signed to verify it, or how does that become legal, so to speak?
For the cattle, it's through the documentation of their breed association.
Okay. All right, well, that would make sense.
Yeah.
They have to register. When they say registered Holsteins and registered, right, that's what it would be. So I imagine the swine and sheep do that as well, too. So.
And that's also a state regulation coming down from the state of Minnesota that all animals, due to all the diseases and stuff, we have to have all of our animals ID'd.
That's something else you don't think of. It's not just getting the people in your need and getting the ribbons, but you have to know all the regulations that govern the animals and that too, whether it be state and federal, whatever they are. So you have to be up on a lot of things.
Yeah, and that's why we also have a regular veterinarian that we have appointed for the fair, and he comes in to check for the diseases to make sure that all of our animals are healthy here.
And I imagine this is done as they're bringing them in before the fair starts. Now, when did they come in yesterday or the day before? When did they start bringing the animals in?
The animals that come in really kind of vary because some of the sheep are going to come in, sheep and horses are going to come in early. Some of the cattle can come in early. Our open class swine actually don't come in until Sunday, have their show Sunday night, and go right out home. So they are not here. That is mainly the swine that you see here at the fair are going to be the 4-H swine because open class swine don't come in until Sunday.
Okay, now there's no sale of the open class. Well, no, there is. Isn't there some open class in with the livestock sale?
No, that is all before the market sale that you're talking about that occurs on Saturday morning. That is all 4-H animals.
That's all 4-H animals. So there is, once again, we do want to mention, if you've just joined us, we are in the livestock area of the fair, which is over by the village of Yesteryear. And it's horses, swine, cattle, and sheep that you kind of are in charge of, the people who are in charge. So being your first year, I suppose you're still kind of learning the ropes yourself, I imagine.
I definitely am. From my experience in cattle, I've got a pretty good hold on that, but I definitely will be looking to the superintendents of these other 3 areas for guidance in what they're doing and just knowledge.
Okay, now being on the fair board, do you have any other duties that you'll be responsible for?
That's a good question, being it's my first year. I'm sure it's going to be a learning experience.
So now you were elected. Did someone come and say, would you like to, did you have to run against somebody, or did they say, I think Sandy would be a good board member, and that you had to be, approved by the other board members, or how did that work?
I was approached during the fair last year if I would be interested in running, and then I was elected at the annual meeting of the Ag Society that's held in November.
The Ag Society, and that's all those who are members, and they don't have to be just farmers.
Right.
to be members.
You do have to have a membership. The memberships can be purchased at the fair office up until Sunday at 5, but it's $5 for a membership, and we encourage people to become members of the Ag Society, and then you're welcome to come to the annual meeting of the Ag Society, which gives kind of a wrap-up and a recap of the fair each year.
Well, Sandy, we wish you best of luck in your new position, and once again, congratulations for being one of 2 women on the board. I'm sure you'll be out here every day.
Yes,
probably
I
keeping
will
check
be.
on everything, bright and early to probably late.
Yes, I will be.
So hopefully...
be thinking of me.
We certainly will. So hopefully you'll have enough energy, because that gets to be some long days throughout the fair.
It does, but it's the pride of this fair has been going on for so long that it's just great to be a part of it and see it happening.
And that's what makes it successful.
Yes,
and
it
I'm
is.
sure you will be too. So
Thank
Sandy
you very
Jirele
much.
out here at the fair, and we're going to go back to the studio now and wrap up. So thanks for staying with us.
Hi, Warren Abraham, Abraham Consulting Technologies, your one-stop technology shop. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress.
Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do.
Owatonna Public Utilities.
Hello, I'm Sean McNulty. And I'm Deb Gillard with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clarebridge of Owatonna. And we are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
We are back, and we have a couple of things that's going on out at the fair. We do want to tell you about, in case you have missed it, something new this year, sponsored by the Steele County Public Health Nursing. It's called, or Public Health, Wellness Walk. And it's a new event, and the purpose is to get people out there walking the entire fair, and you search for health messages. And on those health messages, they have clues. And the walk will be held anywhere from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. And then the walk will begin at the community center, where you pick up your passport and start searching for clues. The clues will be placed in 10 different locations throughout the fair. Once you find your clues, you turn them in as your passport to Public Health Nursing at their booth at the Four Seasons building, located just inside the southeast entrance. Each day, a drawing for a prize will be held for those who have completed their walk, and the Wellness Treasure Hunt is open to all ages, and it's free. And what a great thing to do with your kids or grandkids, have them searching as they're walking the fair. And it's a good way to work off some of that fair food as well. Also, there's going to be a tribute to Fair Friends. It's an attractive new sculpture garden in the middle of Fair Square Park. It's meant to be a tribute to the many fair friends that have meant so much to the Steele County Fair. So be sure to stop by and take a close look and enjoy the surroundings. The cost of the project was covered by many contributions to the fair by individuals, and by memorials to the fair, and by the Chamber of Commerce ambassador that were given in memory of Elmer Riesland, the fair secretary and manager for 18 years, who just passed away during Fair Week last year. So be able to stop by and enjoy that as well. And we do want to mention that we're going to be out there Wednesday and Friday for the show, bringing you as many of the sights and sounds of the Steele County Fair as possible. It's too bad they don't have smell-o-vision invented. That'd be a perfect thing to have when we're out at the fair. So we hope you'll join us then, Wednesday and Friday out at the Steele County Fair, and we'll see you there. For Leanne Alt, I'm Betty Johnson. Thanks for joining us.